Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. And as your wise man, I'm here to bestow upon you the wisdom that you're listening to Punks Talk Wrestling.
1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to Punks Talk Wrestling! On this episode, we pick our jaws back off the floor and staple them back onto our faces as we talk about everything that's happened at Elimination Chamber Toronto. I am R.W. Hellborn, the PA Rock Prince, hailing quote-unquote from Philly! And I am one half of the Crown, which is one half of your Punks Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champions of the World! Now, then, and forever by my side, 3,500 miles away in London, England, he is my tag team podcast partner. He is the other half of the Crown, which is the other half of your Punks Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champion of the World! Mr. Did You Know? Sir King of Reels! The proper prick! C.J. Newman!
Oh, God, that was a good intro this week. Did you know that in 2015 it was decided that the WWE would scrap the Elimination Chamber? They were going to no longer do any more Elimination Chambers. They held Elimination Chamber in 2015, actually in May, not between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. And that year was a Tag Team Championship Chamber match and an Intercontinental Championship Chamber match. There was actually no Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in 2016 whatsoever. And then in 2017, it returned again between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and that was the redesign, the Elimination Chamber as we know it now, which we've had for like the last 8 years. And the reason they actually did that, because obviously, as I said, they were going to scrap it, is because majority of the arenas in America could not actually take the Elimination Chamber. This thing weighed 16 tons.
Oh, yeah.
So it was obviously, to begin with, a struggle to take it around the country. But not only that, it was a struggle to have. There were only certain arenas that could actually suspend it from the ceiling.
Right. God damn. Yeah.
So
you don't think about that much. That entire giant structure is hanging above the ring for all the other matches.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, in fact, it did your bonus. It's been a while.
Woo! Did your bonus? Yeah.
So the original structure was a steel with an outer structure of 16 frames, each weighing 300 pounds each. The chamber was 16 foot tall and 36 foot in diameter and weighed a total of 16 tons, 10 of which consisted of steel. Each inner chamber consisted of 3 large steel frame sheets of plexiglass costing $225 per sheet, and the chains that surround the chamber stretch 2 miles long and weigh 6 tons. Not only that, it cost $250,000 to construct, and that was the original chamber. So holy shit. So yeah, we luckily they redesigned it. It weighs a lot less. I don't actually have the weight of the new one, but it's now It's now redesigned and able to be moved around a lot easier, and then it's also able to go into most arenas and be suspended from the ceiling.
Yeah. Here's a Digibonus that I was just clicking through the Elimination Chambers when you mentioned that. There has not been an Elimination Chamber in America.
Yeah.
Aside for an American audience since the March 8th Elimination Chamber in Philly right before the pandemic.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because 2020 the Elimination Chamber 2020 was March 8th, literally before, like the week before everything got shut down.
Everything went crazy, yeah. And then it was in the Thunderdome.
Then it was in the Thunderdome, and then 2022 was in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. After that it was in Montreal. 2023, then Perth, and now
and then Toronto. Yeah, you're right. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, they're interesting.
That is interesting, actually.
Bonus.
That's a great Digibonus bonus. And on that note, how's about we talk about Elimination Chamber Toronto?
Yeah. We've got the colon space location back into the actual title of the event.
They're doing that a lot more lately. I feel like because every time they do a PLE now, it's in a different location around the world. So I think they're kind of instead of
it certainly seems because they're not doing SummerSlam : Chicago or wherever SummerSlam is. They don't.
And also,
they don't do it for
think about
US
who's
places.
running the show here. Think about who's running the show, because Triple H, when he was doing NXT and was doing takeovers, it'd be Takeover Toronto,
Takeover Brooklyn,
New York, Brooklyn, whatever. Yeah.
Looking back, I'm looking behind me at my Takeover posters.
So he would always do Takeover and then the name of wherever it was. You know?
I think.
So
honestly,
it's a throwback to that in a way.
I like that. I like that they're adding the location, and to be honest, I don't think it would be. But they with some of the European ones like Backlash France, they're not using the city that they're in, but they're using the country, which I still think it works. I don't know if we'll see them start using them for U.S. Events as well, but I mean, I don't see why not. Like, they're probably not.
See why. I mean, actually, if you think about it, I feel like SummerSlam is called SummerSlam Indianapolis when it's in a few years' time.
Oh,
potentially,
maybe. We'll see.
Check that out.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think WrestleMania will stay WrestleMania. But anyway, we're not talking about WrestleMania.
WrestleMania will stay with numbers, yeah.
Yeah, we're on the road to WrestleMania. This is the last major stop, right?
Yeah, we're like halfway through the road of WrestleMania. We're at the rest stop, taking a pee.
We're taking. Someone took a big dump at this restaurant rest stop. Also good to note, Elimination Chamber is or maybe you have this in your notes.
It's known as No Escape in Toronto. In No Escape in Germany. It's always been known as No Escape because they don't want to use the word chamber for very obvious reasons.
I think Elimination Chamber and Germany is not a good combo. So they just changed the name. I don't know how they go about doing that when all of the promotion, like, if you're watching any of the WWE product, they say Elimination Chamber, Elimination Chamber, Elimination Chamber all the time. So I don't know how they do, but it's just an interesting thing to note.
Yeah. Let me run off the facts here. So Elimination Chamber Toronto live for March 1st, 2025, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, from the Rogers Centre. Now, I didn't know this until very recently, like the last day or so. This is the same venue as WrestleMania 18 in 2002.
Okay.
when it was back then, it was known as the Sky Dome.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah,
the Sky
now
Dome.
which is crazy to think that in that building we've had the return of Hulkamania with Hulk Hogan versus The Rock.
Yeah,
And now we've had the biggest heel turn in history. All happened in that one building. And now they haven't been to the Rogers Center since WrestleMania 18. The last time they were in that building was WrestleMania 18.
damn.
They haven't gone back since. So,
Now, we'll get to. I mean, we're going to get to the giant, the invisible elephant in the room that you can't see, but we all saw.
I think you can see him now.
You can see him. You can see him on the poster, which
there he is.
Interesting enough was a little foreshadowing, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do we have on-screen person? We do. So
We
before
do
we
have-
get to that, attendance 38,493 people.
Which
That
seems a little small to me. Does
does
that seem small for a place that held WrestleMania 18, or is this just?
Yeah, so WrestleMania 18 held 68,237, but I don't know.
So they definitely did not. I mean, I don't think they didn't mention that it was a sellout. They didn't mention anything.
They didn't
about
mention it was a sellout. I think it also depends how many. I mean, I don't know. I have never really seen the layout of the stadium, but and what's that?
But that's a large.
Go
That's
ahead.
a large discrepancy of like that's a big difference. I didn't take notice of it during the event. Like if they had any of the upper deck areas roped off or anything. But I mean, whatever. I mean, almost 40,000. That's still perfectly.
So the it's a baseball stadium. Its capacity for baseball is 39,150. So they hit capacity for seats, you could say.
Interesting.
And then concerts depending on staging is 10,000 to 55,000. So, but the attendance record for that stadium is WrestleMania 18. Still stands today.
Yeah, I mean WWE
so-
it usually is the one to set those
Attendance
attendance
records. Yeah,
records,
because these.
especially for WrestleMania.
If you have if you got a small stage and a tiny ramp and a ring, like there's loads of places to put seats, so it's kind of easy.
Yeah.
How about you give us some on-screen personnel right there?
How about I do? English commentators, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, and Wade Barrett. Spanish commentators, Marcelo Rodriguez and Jerry Soto. Ring announcer, Alicia Taylor. We've got referees Danilo Amphibio, Jason Ayers, Dan Engler, Dallas Irvin, Daphne LaShawn, Eddie Orengo, Chad Patton, Charles Robinson, Ryan Tran, and Rod Zapata. We got a stacked deck of referees.
Yeah, I guess
Here.
just like the Royal Rumble, you need a referee for every pod, and one at the door and one at the ring. The referees are getting well used around this time of year. 'Cause,
Yeah.
there's so many matches at WrestleMania. You need all the referees for the Royal Rumble. You need all the referees for the Elimination Chamber, so that they get good use around this time of year.
Yeah. Also, was it? It wasn't Daphne. It wasn't Daphne LaShawn. Why can't I think of the other female referee? Oh, you know what? That was Monday Night Raw. Anyway, that happened on Raw. So it doesn't matter now.
Well, yeah.
Interviewers Kathy Kelly and Byron Saxton, and we've got a pre-show panel that no one watched with Jackie Redmond, Big E, Pete Rosenberg, and Joe Tessitore. Joe T.
Wonderful.
on the pre-show panel. There we go. That's what we've got.
Hell yeah. I guess straight into the first match. There was nothing before this. It just went straight in, and it was the Women's Elimination Chamber match for the number one contendership of the Women's World Championship. At this time, we didn't know whether it was going to be Rhea Ripley or Io Sky, and obviously Raw happened a few nights ago, and we can safely say now.
Yes, you watched Raw, right?
Yeah, I've seen Raw.
Oh, okay.
So Io Sky, very unexpectedly got the win. Did not expect that at all.
Yeah, that was I was surprised about that as well. I didn't know how they were going to. I didn't know how they were going to have
threat coming, but yeah,
possibly, but interesting angle between Rhea Ripley and Bianca getting into it a little bit. So we will see where that goes.
See what happens
but
there.
yeah, jumping ahead to Monday Night Raw, Io Sky, your new WWE Women's World Champion.
Yeah,
in a fantastic match.
But in this match, we had Naomi, Bayley, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair. What did you go for in this match? I can't remember. I think you said Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, I was voting. I think
Roxanne.
I
ended up going with you in the end, actually.
Yeah, I think I convinced you to come over to my insane ideas. So we both got surprised.
Yeah, most certainly.
And I don't think Bianca was not on either one of our. You started off by.
I did. Well, my air was that Bianca would win, which she did. And then go on to face Rhea Ripley.
So we can go back to you being right originally. You were right, and I convinced.
I was right originally. You just somehow swayed me.
I convinced you to be
Perez.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. But first thing to get to is we had a returning Jade Cargill here.
Yeah, right at the beginning of the match. Right before, I guess before the match really even started, because Naomi was the last.
She was the last one to enter. Yeah.
Yeah. And basically did nothing. The match never even started.
Yeah.
Right. Because Liv was in the ring and she backed away. Jade's music hit immediately and everyone went crazy.
Yeah, and Liv's standing there. She's saying, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me." And obviously, you think she's going to hit her, and then she just turns and attacks Naomi.
Yeah,
obviously, we'll see on SmackDown what happens with the aftermath of all of that. But
I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I
really was not expecting her to come back like that.
I mean, I had little thoughts about Naomi because in my mind I was like, if you think about it, it makes story sense. Last year at WrestleMania, they were the big three, right? It was those three in a team.
Yeah.
And since then, kind of Naomi got forgotten about, and Bianca and Jade ended up winning the tag team championships, and Naomi got left to the wayside. So I guess it makes sense that Naomi would be jealous.
Yeah.
And then she would just attack Jade and.
It was a simple story. And they set it up, and they knocked it down perfectly. You don't have to think too much. I think I certainly worked myself into a unnecessarily complex idea that it wasn't going to be either of them. It makes perfect sense because now there's an immediate story there. Bianca's also now distracted with her, with her match against now Io at WrestleMania. So that's
which kind of puts. I mean, I can't remember because she was tag team champion. I'm pretty sure she was a SmackDown superstar. So I don't know if this puts her on Raw now that she's the number one contenders for the world title.
Right. You're right. They were. I think they were considered. Yeah, they both were SmackDown. They both were on SmackDown.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
But I'm honestly it's great. It's great that this is I feel like the women's division needs the kind of care and attention. Not that it doesn't get any, but the care and attention that the men's division get. For example, in the main event picture of the men's scene, it's like every single storyline crosses over. So now Bianca Belair is involved with multiple storylines at the same time.
Yep. And if Bianca wins, which going out on a limb right now and just making a snap decision based on nothing else, I wouldn't be surprised if Bianca wins. Then she's over on Raw, and that splits her from Naomi and Jade on SmackDown.
Yeah. But what's great is at WrestleMania, I feel like for a long time WrestleMania has been reserved. Women's matches at WrestleMania has been reserved for just title matches, but we'll get to see a grudge match, between two women. And I want to see more women involved in storylines that aren't involved around championships.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it happens enough.
Yeah, and this definitely gives us that option. I think they could I think they can certainly drag it out till WrestleMania and have this be a WrestleMania match.
For sure.
We'll see what and perhaps even some kind of stipulation would be pretty cool, because grudge matches, you want a stipulation with a grudge match, right? Like
yeah.
We'll see what happens. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it now. I'm all in. This is gonna, and who knows? We could get completely swerved again with something else.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We also don't know Bianca Belair's involvement on Jade's attack. You know, we don't know if she had some kind of part of it, or whether she was the one that told Naomi to do it, or whatever. You never know. So.
Yeah, we don't know anything yet, because none of them have had the time to explain themselves. You know, they're waiting for their airtime to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
But overall, the match, I mean, as far as Elimination Chamber matches go, great freaking match. Everybody looked good. I'm trying to remember the order here of who pinned who. It's right there. It's there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We've got the weird Elimination Chamber. The table that they use is always a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So we had Bayley.
Yeah, we had Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan eliminating two people, Bayley and
so
Alexa
Bayley
Bliss.
gets eliminated first. Bayley entered fifth. Okay, here we go. We had no eliminations until. Did we have no eliminations until everyone was in?
Well,
the
Naomi
pod?
technically got eliminated.
Yeah,
but
Naomi got Naomi
no
was,
proper eliminations till like 20 minutes into the match.
Yeah, because Liv Morgan entered fifth. Oh, Alexa Bliss was last.
Liv Morgan was
Jesus,
first and second in with Naomi. Yeah.
Yeah, Liv Morgan entered second, was eliminated fifth. Bayley was eliminated second by.
Yeah.
Bayley entered fifth, was eliminated by Liv Morgan. She was the first eliminated. Roxanne Perez was then eliminated by Alexa Bliss, so that would have been after Alexa. Then Alexa Bliss eliminated by Liv Morgan again, and then Liv Morgan eliminated by Bianca. There we go. I figured it out.
Exactly.
Figured out how to read this table. I mean, not to gloss over it, but like without just going like shot for shot into just retelling the entire match. I don't know that there wasn't any like oh my god moments. Really.
No, nothing crazy here.
Nothing too crazy. Just a good amount of violence.
Yeah, but it was. But yeah, I mean, as far as Elimination Chamber matches go, it was good fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a result of that.
Advancing storylines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Roxanne looked pretty strong, and again, I see this. That's fine. It's fine for her because she's still NXT. If you got a chance to see NXT, she got involved in something. There was a little weirdness with NXT going on with the women's matches. Due to a Cora Jade possible injury. But looks like she's okay.
Seems to be. Yeah, it looks to be. Hopefully she is.
It was very weird, at least in the way I was able to watch it, because you didn't know that it got called off. Like they went to commercial and then they came back from commercial and it was over.
I think they just fumbled it a bit, as in they didn't really know quite what to do.
Yeah, I think from what I heard, it looked like she just got like her bell rung a little bit, and they thought maybe it was a concussion, but it seems like she's okay. Either way, yeah. Second match. Yeah, either way, second match. on to our hometown hero Trish Stratus with Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. This was just a feel good match. It was nice. It was great seeing Trish in the ring.
I am honestly, I haven't really got much to say about this match.
Me neither.
Trish Stratus did like a top rope Stratusfaction.
Yep.
Tiffany did a moonsault, and it was all pretty and stuff. And yeah, I mean,
it was pretty. It was just it was a match, and I'm not saying it was bad. I'm not saying it was great. It was just a match. It was
fine.
Exactly. It was just a match, and it was a good match, and everybody had fun. Trish looked great still in the ring. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see where we go with that. There was a little bit of a miscue between Nia and Candice that helped them lose. So we'll see if that goes anywhere. But I mean, right now I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they might be going into a tag team picture for a bit. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with either of them.
Yeah, I could see Nia Jax and Candice LeRae doing that maybe, or I don't know. I could see Nia Jax maybe going for like the US title or something. Maybe.
Yeah. Don't know. Don't know where anyone's going with that. The only thing we know is that Charlotte Flair is facing Tiffany Stratton for the women's world champion, or the women's heavyweight
championship.
WWE Women's Championship. Yeah. Whatever it's called. The Raw is the women's world champion. Is it the WWE Women's Undisputed?
The WWE Women's Champion.
It's just called the WWE Women's Champion right now. Okay.
Just like the men. I mean, the men's is still called the Undisputed WWE. I hate that because it's not undisputed anymore, because now there's a world champion. Before, the undisputed meant because there was two championships.
Yeah,
and it got unified.
There is still a little bit of controversy there because, and I'm seeing only from the standpoint of that title is the WWE Championship with the whole lineage of everything, but also the Universal Championship. Now,
yes,
because Roman Reigns had them both, and then
had them both, and then they were unified. But now that there's a world championship, the undisputed to me becomes negated because there is a dispute, because there is also another world champion on another show now.
Yeah, I think it's just I think it. See, and that further muddies it a little bit, because now because that definitively says that the world championship is below the WWE championship, which we know it is. I mean, we know it is. Everybody knows that is the secondary.
Of course, the WWE championship goes back. Oh God, I mean, 60 years.
Yeah. But like we've seen it time and time again, world championships and heavyweight championship title histories are muddy.
Yeah,
they're muddy at best.
Murky and muddy. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tiff and Trish win. 11 minutes and 40 seconds.
Next up, we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
And this one got crazy.
Yeah. This was. It was pretty much everything you wanted in a
it was everything in the kitchen
in an unsanctioned
sink.
match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Lot of weapons, lot of work around the ring.
I like the lighting. I dug the lighting. I think it was.
Yeah, that lighting was unsanctioned lighting. The ref had a plain black shirt on to prove that it was unsanctioned. Until he got knocked down, and then another ref with a regular ref shirt came in. That was Charles Robinson, who then got attacked by Kevin Owens.
Who also got he got stunned, right, or something. What happened to him?
I think he just got clobbered. I think
he like clotheslined or something. Yeah. But again, kept fucking my God, his name Charles Robinson still taking bumps, and the man's 60 years old.
Yeah, man, that dude is a trooper.
He loves it. He loves a bump.
Yeah, I don't know, and we still haven't. I guess we'll find out on SmackDown as well if there will be any repercussions against Kevin Owens for striking the referees. I don't know. It might be because it's unsanctioned. Maybe there's no rules to to that either. Although, I don't know. We'll find out. It might just get waved under the rug.
Yeah, it was a great. I mean, I didn't know where it was going to go. Obviously, we all saw the ref with the gloves on at the start. I thought there was going to be a blood. We actually said last week that there probably would be. There wasn't. They didn't need it. They roughed each other up plenty. I was like, I saw, I don't actually know when this is, but can you remember the last time barbed wire was on a WWE show? Because it's been a very long time.
It's been a long time. Also, I will say, I don't know if you looked closely at it. That I don't want to be negative about it, but that barbed wire looked fake as hell to me.
Oh yeah,
like
but
that
whatever.
Was not,
like,
but
I don't need it to be real.
I get, yeah. I mean, maybe, but like it looked rubber. Like it didn't even look like it was metal. Like. If you're gonna make fake barbed wire, like I don't know, that was the only thing that I could criticize about that match is that the barbed wire around the chair just looked like fake rubber barbed wire. And
I didn't notice. I guess I didn't take a good enough look at it, but I don't. Where's that?
Go ahead, because nobody's shirts got stuck to it. Like
right, I get yeah, I did notice that. But I guess for me, like, like something like thumbtack, you can't fake, right? That's a thumbtack's a thumbtack.
Sure.
I think with the barbed wire, there are ways to gimmick it and make it not as dangerous. But if you've got barbed wire that is fake barbed wire that still looks real, I'm cool with that. I don't need to watch. I don't need to see someone's skin get impaled by barbed wire. I don't have to, I'm totally fine with it being done in the safest way possible. And like these guys fucked each other up enough. I don't need,
Yeah,
it was enough
I get
to
why
see
they
a
would
fake barbed wire chair. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I get it. I get both. I could see both sides of it.
Yeah.
It was a good pop. It just, I think,
yeah, I mean, it was great.
I think
to
it was
see.
on I think just because of watching it on TV made it look, at least to me, but whatever.
Yeah,
it was still a great fucking match. I guess neither of us. I don't remember who did we. I don't remember what our predictions were. It was only days ago, but
I know, right? I do think. I think what I said was that. Either Sami Zayn, I said I think Sami Zayn would like end up doing something.
Oh, that's right. We thought
winning.
we were gonna. That's right. We thought he was gonna go nefarious.
Yeah, but my other side prediction was that he wouldn't be able to pull the trigger, and then obviously Kevin Owens would get the better of that situation.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really happened. Like I think Sami Zayn just went all in and fucked him up, and I think they fucked each other up just as much.
Sami Zayn was the one that brought out the barbed wire chair.
Exactly.
So,
well, he saw it under the ring. His reaction was like, "This must have been." You could tell in his face is like, "I didn't put this here. This is Kevin.
I didn't put this one here. Who put a barbed wire chair under this ring?"
Yeah. So
which you got to think about. Which you got to think then. At what point did Kevin Owens either slip that under the ring, or if Kevin Owens didn't do it, who put that under there?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, good match, loads of good spots. The table spot outside the ring with the two tables was cool.
Yeah. Oh man.
Just a fun match.
And then after the match, after several power bombs, to Sami Zayn
on the ring apron, yeah.
Oh god, so good. After the match, we get voices in our head. And,
returning Randy Orton.
Yeah, and Randy Orton beats the crap out of Owens to the point where he was about to punt kick him.
That's right, and I think we'll get that payoff at WrestleMania. I think I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm
sure Kevin Owens will get punted at WrestleMania. Whether he loses or wins, he'll get punted at WrestleMania.
Yep, I think so. And once again, and then poor security guards. Four of them get 4 RKOs.
They just fed Randy Orton a bunch of security guards, basically.
And I guess security guards are, I guess being physically assaulted is part of the security guards. It's part of the potential in being a security guard because no one ever gets fined for attacking the security guards.
Yeah, I mean, if you're security, you know that the physical, like being a referee, like you're there to just officiate a match. Being security, you know that there's a chance you can get physically involved in something. So,
right. So
security don't matter. They're just pawns.
Yeah, pretty much. They're just but yeah, big, super big pop. So at this point, everyone's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, Randy Orton's return. Yeah,
at Randy Orton's return, we had Jade Cargill's return earlier. We had a feel good win by the faces. Even though Kevin Owens won, we got Randy Orton returning, so that got a big huge pop.
Plus, we had a great weapons-based unsanctioned match.
27 and a half minutes.
Plus, with two Canadians in Canada, so there's that too.
Right.
So we're riding on a high to this point. Men's Elimination Chamber match for the number one contendership of the Undisputed WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, John Cena. Star-studded as fuck Elimination Chamber match.
Jeez.
I thought this match was great. I thought the storytelling generally in this match was amazing.
Everything was
we went
great.
through all the options last week of who could win this, and I mean, I went for we both go for Drew McIntyre? I think we did, right?
We were firmly and our the reel that you made right before it got a little bit of traction, but the traction was basically due to us being completely wrong after the fact. I think we were both under the guise that Drew McIntyre was going to be the one that turned, and sort of became the corporate the Rock's pawn, but that did not happen because Drew McIntyre was eliminated first.
Yeah, he was eliminated first by Damian Priest.
By
in
Damian
13
Priest.
minutes. Crazy.
Yeah, so right out the gate, we were surprised.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I think sets up a pretty decent. Where is Drew Mc? Is Drew McIntyre on? No, he's on SmackDown.
Yeah, Drew and Damian both got drafted to SmackDown.
They are on SmackDown now. So it seems like that, coupled with the incident at the Royal Rumble, they're definitely leaning towards a Drew versus Damian match just because Damian.
Yeah, I think Damian
Priest keeps screwing Drew McIntyre.
Look back at their last year, like they have a lot. I mean, even go back to WrestleMania last year, like Damian's the one that cashed in on Drew. You could basically say Damian Priest stopped him from becoming champion now 3 times in a row.
Yeah, Damian Priest has really screwed over Drew McIntyre several times.
Yeah, so I guess.
And not because he had anything specific against Drew McIntyre. It's just he cashed in his money in the bank at an opportune time. And he was in the Royal Rumble where it was every man for himself. And he's in the Elimination Chamber where it's every man for himself. It just so happens that Damian Priest has got Drew's number. Like, it's one of those.
Yeah, pretty much every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess one thing that hasn't happened is like a full-on one-on-one match where,
Right, and then a minute later, Damian Priest gets eliminated by fucking Logan Paul.
Actually, saying that, no, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest did face each other. I can't remember what PLE it was, but it was last year. But that's when CM Punk got involved and caused Drew McIntyre to lose against Damian
that's
Priest.
right. That's right, because that was still during the Drew CM Punk angle.
Situation, yeah.
But still, Damian Priest,
exactly.
and still to that point, Damian Priest won that match.
Yeah, so he's just constant, and that was for the championship as well. So yeah, constantly
that was the title.
him over.
Right, that was the title match. Yep.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, it was Money in the Bank last year because Money in the Bank was in Canada somewhere. So yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, Damon Priest gets eliminated by Logan Paul, and Logan Paul is eliminated by CM Punk.
Yeah, a couple
as
minutes,
is Seth Rollins
later. Then
this is where we see.
Then we get a good.
This is where things get.
Well, we got a good 12 minutes of in that match after Logan Paul's eliminated at the 18:30 mark. We have like 11 and a half minutes before Seth gets eliminated by CM Punk. So at that point, it's just Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and John Cena for 11 minutes.
Yeah, and it was great.
And they
put on a really good. Yeah, I mean, it was good to see CM Punk. They teased it a few times in the match, but finally CM Punk and Cena got to wrestle each other, which was like the first time in like 11 years.
Yeah,
and that was great to see because they've still got amazing chemistry.
Oh yeah, those two because they know how to work. They just know
exactly.
They're just freaking gold together.
Yeah.
And oh my, I mean, let's just do a little. I mean, okay, we got CM Punk eliminating Seth Rollins.
Yeah, and this is when things get really interesting.
Yeah, and then Seth comes back, before exiting the chamber, curb stomps CM Punk onto the frickin' steel on the outside of the ring. And then all of a sudden John Cena with with an STFU.
Yeah, and now I know it's every man for himself, but like this is where things, if you look back now, you think John Cena, I don't know if John Cena of the past would have necessarily taken advantage of the situation like that.
No.
What do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think he would have done. He certainly wouldn't have done it the way that he did it.
No, he didn't think twice about it. Like I think past Cena would have like gone to attack Seth Rollins because he is friends with CM Punk, so he would have,
or at least
maybe
at least been like good guy Cena would have at least given him a moment to like compose himself.
Chance, yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean we've seen as we've seen this, we really didn't think it was going to happen. We didn't think they were going to pull the trigger on it, but the signs were all over the wall from all year, and it's crazy. You go back and you read like people are now like retweeting old or whatever, reposting John Cena posts from like the weeks and months before, and then you start seeing like, oh, this dude's been sprinkling this stuff over social media for a while.
He has, and like, I mean, it's well. Let's just carry on for a second. We'll get to the Cena.
So Cena so he instantly grabs CM Punk, like drags him into the middle of the ring, and then just locks an STFU on him, and Punk passes out. Like,
yeah, doesn't give up, but he passes out.
Yeah. So we've now John Cena is firmly in Punk's crosshair once again, as we saw from that scathing intro to Raw.
What a promo!
Ooh, that's promo!
That's CM Punk's best promo since he's returned for sure.
Well, and they let him drop the bullshit bombs on Netflix, like.
Yeah,
we got, of course, because
that's right, and that's the thing. That's kind of what I spoke about AEW before. AEW, every promo has a swear word. In the WWE, you drop swear words when they mean something, when they're necessary.
As we see at the end,
we're about to hear one. Yeah,
yeah, they've certainly been saving the curse words, saving the swears for when it matters, just like everything, when you do too much shit, when you do stuff too much, it makes none of them important, and it doesn't make it impactful, and as we were saying, like there's been let's go back to the Royal Rumble. Like we saw John Cena. Well, fuck, we're not even there yet. We're not even there. Yeah, so
John Cena gets the win, and straight out comes Cody Rhodes, and then straight comes out The Rock, pretty much with Travis Scott, mind you.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of people are really well. There's a lot of things involving his involvement that people are questioning and just it's mostly a why the fuck is he there for this? Like I don't see any reason why he was there for any of this.
I think that I don't think we're meant to know right now. I feel like that this is going to lead somewhere.
Yeah,
they didn't just do it for no reason.
I think
the big thing is if you look at the promo they played earlier in the night, it was trying to show you that The Rock is attached to some of the most famous people in the world, and he can get you anything he wants.
Right.
I think coming out with Travis Scott is just like a humble brag of like, not even a humble brag, a very unhumble brag of like, I've got famous friends and I can give you anything you want. I am an A-list celebrity, and you could be one too if you sell your soul and join me.
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with that. But by what I've heard the last few weeks is that Travis Scott has been has had a bit of training, so I feel like it seems like he's going to end up having a match of some sort. At some point.
Jacques Berman Webster II. I think is definitely that's Travis Scott's actual born name. Yeah, Jacques Berman Webster II. Travis Scott is definitely a I guess you would say a cooler name. I don't know where he got the name from. Anyway,
me neither.
Oh, he's in a partnership with Kylie Jenner. He's also I don't know. I'm not familiar with any of his work. To be honest, but
it's just like the thing is, it's just like Bad Bunny. When Bad Bunny first came in, everyone was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah.
And then by the time Bad Bunny was done, everyone was like,
you're right, and you're right. And I think what we are gonna find out is this is gonna tie into Triple H giving him that weird hardcore championship that he sometimes carries with him, but didn't this time.
Yeah, he did. He had it. He had it when it came out.
Oh, he did. I missed it. I wasn't paying that attention.
And you're right. And I think that basically something will come along where. But you know what I loved. You know what I loved about it. You know what I loved. Let's put it this way. What I loved about Travis Scott coming out is that everyone hated it. And then guess what? You're not meant to like it.
You are correct. You're correct in that is you're not supposed to like it. And no one likes it, so it worked. It worked
because
in that regard.
They are meant to epitomize. So we're speeding ahead a little bit, but the team of Cena and Rock is meant to epitomize what everyone hates, and that is they're part timers, right? Mm-hmm. They're these big Hollywood stars that come back with a paycheck and leave for 3 months and come back when it only means something to them, and adding someone that is outside of wrestling into their group makes it even more obnoxious, makes it even more hateable.
Because
they're just a group of celebrities. They're not wrestlers anymore. They're just a group of celebrities.
And we already hate Logan Paul for coming in, and I think nobody hated Bad Bunny once they saw him wrestle, but he also wrestled as a face. Which was different. I think they realized celebrities as heels work better than celebrities as faces.
I think Bad Bunny worked well as a face. I think obviously Travis Scott came out with Jey Uso recently, and then the crowd loved that.
Oh, that's right. He did come out with Jey Uso. Yeah.
But I think what they turn Travis Scott heel, and honestly, when they like John Cena and The Rock together, like that's hateable, but like. Travis Scott's obnoxious. Like, at least the character that he plays is obnoxious. And seeing them stand there with Travis Scott is like, it made them more obnoxious. It made them more like the top 1%. Do you know what I mean? It made them a bit more hateable.
And
anyway,
I think that shot he took on Cody too made him even more legitimately hated, because that looks stiff as hell.
Oh, that was stiff as hell. He gave him a smack. But hey, I mean,
it probably also looked worse because his head was on the ground. Like,
probably looked worse. And I will say, like, I don't doubt that, like, Cody's the kind of guy to be like, lay it into me. Like,
Yeah.
he took those whips from the belt. He got legitimately hit in the head with that championship because you could hear it hitting his head.
Dude.
Like,
once again,
yeah,
title
anyway,
shots to the head. My favorite thing.
it's good shit. We got to see 2 of them as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had The Rock come out, and long story short, Cody Rhodes is like, I've sold my soul to the crowd in this ring a long time ago, and basically tells The Rock to go fuck himself.
Yeah, it doesn't basically. He says word for word, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, he said, "Hey Rock, go fuck yourself."
Which
what a line!
I think
I went crazy for that.
Yeah, I think that's the first, not just uncensored F-bomb. I think that's the first actual F-bomb, like in a mic, all through the arena. Like they've never dropped the F-bomb before that I know.
No. But what a great moment to do it. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
So he dropped the F-bomb. Told him to go fuck himself, and that's when
this is. You know what else? You know what else this does? It makes
what's that?
all of Cena's goofy face shit that he was doing up until then, like the over exaggeration that he had with every it looked fake. It looked his goofy face shit looked fake, and because this whole time, who knows how long it's been, but like. That his face reactions were too over the top. They didn't look real because they weren't.
Yeah, exactly. And the way they played this off was utter perfection. This was fucking cinema being played out in front of us live. And it was just expertly done. The camera shots were perfect with Cena's head over Cody's shoulder and his face dropping. His literal face turning into a heel.
Oh yeah,
you could see it happen.
Yeah, and that scowl with those deep Norwegian lines that he has. The face. They just look great and in a scowl. It made him look older. It made him look mean. It just made him look weathered.
Yeah, I think
it made him look like
at this point, but
it made him look like funny enough, angry old white dude, mad at everything else,
mad at the world. Yeah. And I think we've all seen the side by side photo, like a picture of him before the match and a picture of him after the match.
Yeah,
and he looks like a completely different person.
yeah,
it's great. And so Cody Rhodes gets the beatdown of his life, bloodied, torn up shirt, hit with the championship, hit with the microphone, hit with his watch.
Oh yeah, pulling the watch off.
It was fucking great. It was fucking great. And now we've got now we've had this. I'm hoping that we finally get to find out what The Rock gave Cody Rhodes at the post Raw after WrestleMania last year. He gave him something that still hasn't been spoken about, and I really hope it does get spoken about.
Right. We don't know what that is. There's still a lot. There's still a lot of things.
There is so many questions,
know.
and fucking.
And there's not a lot of time to figure it out.
There isn't, but we got a heel John Cena, and I feel like we got a heel John Cena for at least majority of his run this year, and let's fucking enjoy it because
we've
this is something
for the first
that we never ever thought we'd ever get. So
Now I haven't. I'll be honest. I've looked. I've been online a bit. I'm staying away from the most aggravating of spaces online. Sure. But I was expecting to see a lot of comparisons to someone else's heel turn that you never thought was ever going to happen. That happened in another company. Now I know, of course, they're not. WWE isn't talking about it specifically for reasons, but I didn't really see anybody else really bring it up either. Like I haven't seen.
No, I definitely have, and from what I'm obviously everyone's saying that this is the biggest heel turn since Hulk Hogan in 1996. It is. The last big heel turn was him,
and that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, literally, 29 years ago.
29
this year.
29 years ago. Almost 30 years ago since we've had
almost 30 years ago.
Since we've had the biggest baby face you knew turn heel.
And I think what makes this one a lot more unique is that Hulk Hogan still had, his career still went on for many, many years after that. What makes this so unique is that this was John Cena on his last run, on his last year as a professional wrestler.
Is it though?
And you would,
this is a question now that brings up because we mentioned this. I think we talked about this before with the retirement of like people retire and then they come out of retirement. But like, could all of this just be a huge lie that he's now like, if he wins, does he just be like, you know what? Screw you and screw everything else. I'm not going to retire. I'm going to keep this title forever.
Yeah, it could totally happen. But the great thing is like, this is happening at this stage. I think it's infinitely better and more unexpected. And not only that, like, John Cena was a face on another level. He was not only a face in professional wrestling, he's a face in real life.
Yeah,
he is,
I will say
the guys that make, he is the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, as much as Hulk Hogan, the character, and Hulkamania of its time did for WWE and professional wrestling at the time, and for as much outside of wrestling fame Hulk Hogan, the person, had, I think John Cena has, The Rock has far surpassed him as far as actual like success outside of wrestling. I think John Cena seamlessly transitioned to Hollywood into and got himself in some very big name movies and things that got himself involved at a higher level. I think John Cena.
John Cena's a celebrity. If I go and ask my mum who John Cena is, my mum knows who John Cena is.
Yeah. I think that John Cena is a bigger celebrity than Hulk Hogan was or is.
Ever was.
Yeah.
Especially
was. Outside of
period. That's a total no-brainer.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. 100%. I don't think anyone that doesn't look at some really, really old biases would say that too.
Yeah.
And I think and here's the other thing why I believe this was a more important heel turn as well, was that you didn't need to do it. You didn't necessarily have to do it. WWE didn't need John Cena to turn heel to do something because they have all these other things going on. Whereas WCW desperately needed, without Hogan turning heel, WCW would have died even earlier. There wouldn't have been there wouldn't have been an NWO that mattered. Everything would have fallen apart. So WCW needed the Hogan heel turn in order for them to even survive, even to be relevant at all. WCW was people can say whatever they want to say at the time, but even though WCW they had the outsiders and they were working towards this thing, without Hogan, it completely fell. It would have gone nowhere, and WCW would have folded even earlier. I don't think there's anyone that can say that's not true. I would agree with you. I think this was more important.
100%. And now, I mean,
and it happened in it happened in the WWE in the company that actually like survives.
Exactly.
Not in a company that died.
There's a lot of
2 years
speculation now as well. Like, obviously at the end of Bad Blood last year, The Rock came out and he, if you remember, he put 3 fingers in the air, 2, 1, and then
Yeah.
he slit his throat. And then at Elimination Chamber, he put 2 fingers in the air and then slit his throat.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are now thinking that there's a third person. A lot of people were thinking that The Rock, Roman Reigns, and John Cena are going to form this fucking mega group. Which puts like the 2-man power trip to absolute shame, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, do you think The Rock is going to
Hey.
I still see we've got so many things that are still dangling threads here. Like we were talking about the Undisputed Championship. Remember The Rock telling Seth Rollins he could just make his title go away like that.
Yeah.
Like
And
that's
not
still
only that, we've still got CM Punk has a favor from Paul Heyman. We don't know what the fuck that's all about either.
Yeah. I don't know what I don't know, but I think the next CM Punk versus John Cena is going to be insane. It very well could be, and it very well could be. Well, CM Punk's not. He's not headlining WrestleMania, right, this year.
Nope, he is not.
As far as we know, he's still.
But hey,
maybe,
you know what I actually could see? After his promo on Raw, I could see CM Punk versus The Rock, just because that has so much potential. Because hell, like in CM Punk's pipe bomb promo from 2011, he said in that the fact that Dwayne is headlining WrestleMania and I'm not makes me sick. And you can speed ahead fucking nearly 15 years later and the same sentiment is still true.
Yeah.
And this time you just swap out the name Dwayne for John, and it's just like you've got a story to tell with and plus The Rock is the one that ended CM Punk's historic WWE Championship reign.
Oh yeah.
Like there's so much story to be told between the two of them, and they wouldn't have CM Punk pick holes in The Rock and John Cena if they weren't aiming towards something happening there between them.
Yeah. And who knows? Does CM Punk get involved in the match and cost Cena the championship? Does John Cena beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? And I don't know where we're going. I mean, we've got 6 weeks to figure it out.
We don't know where we're going, and I love it because it was just like this time last year on the way to WrestleMania 40. We had no fucking idea what the hell was happening every single week.
Yep, and
they've really brought that magic back for that road to WrestleMania.
That's what I
don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love that. I love not knowing what the fuck is going to happen. You know?
Yeah, everything is so chaotic, and it is the fucking best.
Yep. So, well. With that being said, what do you want to give this pay-per-view out of a 20? What's our official PTW ranking?
For the fact that one of the most historic things to ever happen in professional wrestling happened, I'm giving it a 20. It negates anything that bad, and nothing really bad happened on this card. But the fact that happened, coupled up with 2 great Elimination Chamber matches and an amazing unsanctioned match. The tag match was neither here nor there, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that we got to see John Cena turn heel, I'm giving it a straight up 20. You know I don't throw around 20s very often.
You don't throw around 20.
But,
you don't throw around 20s ever, except for WrestleMania 40. I think that was this would be the
this
only.
This is huge.
Man, that's tough. This is tough for me to. Does it
I'd go down to a 19. I'd go down to a 19,
but does it rate a critical success? Is it a critical success? Like you said, the tag match not being necessarily important, but it having some star power, having hometown fanfare. Also, the fact that they didn't have that match second to last.
Yeah,
they put it on second. Weirdly that they had both the women's matches first. I don't when you've got 4 matches, we're not you can't even differentiate between men's and women's stuff here. This is storyline driven completely. The first match was Well, I mean, this was the biggest thing. Obviously, you can't have this finish without this match being last. I'm glad. I'm trying to figure out if I can justify giving it anything other than a 20. Really, because like you said, there was nothing about this. There was nothing about this that was bad. There was nothing about this that wasn't.
I was thoroughly entertained for the 3.5 hours, and when that men's Elimination Chamber match came on, and I knew that the Rock Cody situation was going to be after the match, I knew that something huge, whatever it was going to be, something historic and huge was going to happen.
Yeah.
Even when John Cena won, and even when John Cena was hanging out in that ring after during that segment, there still wasn't a part of me that thought he was going to join. I really didn't think. I still expected Drew or someone else to come out or whatever. I did not expect that to happen, and the fact, it gave me one of those. It's one of those moments that as a wrestling fan, you know, those are the moments you fucking. That's why you watch wrestling.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the reason you watch.
I think you're right, man. I don't think there's anything that could lower this ranking. I want to give it a perfect 20 as well, because I think it is because of the Cena turn. If that didn't happen, it certainly would have dropped it down a little bit. But yeah, man, I mean, give this a critical success, man. Give this as the only PLE outside of a WrestleMania to get a perfect 20. I think we have to. I think we go for this. It has to happen. This is historic. Yeah, man. And also we'll see. Just because I checked when the dates were. It was just under 5 years between when Hogan turned heel on July 7th, 96, and WCW was sold on end of March of 2001. So just shy of 5 years after Hogan's heel turn, WCW was no longer.
All right. Okay. Well, let's see if WWE is still in business in 2030.
Yeah. I think it's highly likely that WWE is not going to go out of business in the next 5 years.
I'm pretty confident of that. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see who else is still around in 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
But where do we go? I mean, we don't know where we're going from here.
No idea.
We just got to watch and find out. As far as where we're going from here, where are we going next week? You're still.
I don't even know just yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we've got. I mean, we could. There's going to be some fallout. We might just want to. I don't know.
I say let's wait for SmackDown to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And then if SmackDown's a crazy show, then maybe we'll have plenty to talk about.
We might have plenty to talk about.
We'll decide on the weekend.
Yeah, because we've got a little bit of time. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some more recording this weekend, so we might have a lot to talk about. But what next week's episode will be about, as of now, don't know. It'll be about wrestling. That's for sure.
That's for sure, yeah.
If there's anything that anybody wants us to talk about, by all means, sound off in any of the comment sections. You can make comments. I believe you can comment on podcasts in Spotify and other.
You can,
I think Apple. So by all means, listeners of the pod, do that. Give us some comments. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want to hear us talk about. But other than that, I think we're kind of wrapped up here. So let me just go right into our shout outs. Shout out to Wikipedia. Support Wikipedia. That is where we got the information, and we get most of our information when we're running down this stuff for the podcast. Shout out to Al at 2K and Kaylee at 2K UK. Pre-order WWE 2K25, the Bloodline Edition. You can order other editions, but order the Bloodline Edition because you get all of the most things, including a digital copy of 2K24 if you don't already have it, up until March 13th, which is coming up soon. So you only got about a week. You got a week from the recording of this episode on on Thursday. You got a week to pre-order it. So there you go. And tell them we told you. Yeah, man. Other than that, I think we're good. I think we're good to just wrap this one up.
Hell yeah.
Put it in the bin.
We're done.
Yeah, we are. I think we're. We'll use that. We'll use that one. We'll use that done. Unless you want to just say bye really quick.
Bye.
Right?